Look at this shirt right here. This was my impulse purchase. The Kirko chains. Can you see that, Ziggy?
Are you a Blue
Oh
Sky
yeah, I
franchise?
can see it.
Are you a Blue Sky
It's beautiful.
We might be. We might be a quarterback factory.
You might be.
That might be it. And it is funny because even though today was an unbelievable win, 31-28, Josh Dobbs game-winning drive, some spectacular runs from Dobbs too. The Vikings, it was very typical Vikings at the start, where Jaren Hall on his second drive just looks great. A couple really nice balls, a deep one to Alexander Madison. He's making plays all over the place, and then running for the end zone just gets absolutely blown up and concussed. And I'm sitting back going, are you kidding me? Like, Kirk was cooking this year. Achilles. Hall, he should be back, Hall, but still, he has a history of concussions. KJ Osborne leads the game. Cam Akers, it looks like. KJ Osborne also looked like he had a really, really serious injury, and thank God, stood back up. But what?
No, I'm thinking of something funny, but you just carry on.
I was gonna say the Osborne injury looked real. Everyone was on the ground praying for it. That was almost really bad. Cam Akers tears his Achilles. Still some really tough injury luck for the Vikings, but this was one of the gutsiest performances from any team all season long. They came out in the Kirk Cousins shirts. They came to Atlanta with a purpose to win for Kirk Cousins. And Josh Dobbs, I was planning on coming here talking about a Vikings loss following, he takes a safety on his second play. He throws an interception, fumbles, a ton of mistakes, but time and time again, he also made big plays when he had to. And for a guy who just joined the team 2 days ago, when you're extending plays with your legs, diving for first downs the way he was, shedding sacks, that's how you win over a locker room. I think you said that, right, Zach? That's how you win over the locker room. And this Vikings team is playing the best football they've played as a team in multiple years. So they're obviously not looking like a Super Bowl contender or anything.
Of course they are.
Of course they are. But they're 100% in this playoff race and playing as well as anyone in the league.
Yeah, it's just I was laughing before because I first tuned into this game when it was 3-3, and I see Dobbs getting thrown down in the end zone.
No, he came in and it was like, you can't blame him too much. But
it just had the look of like a typical, here's another Vikings quarterback just getting marked. But what I was very impressed with, he started off looking shaky, comes into a new team. He was traded to 3-4 days ago. He throws that pick. It's looking pretty bleak.
The fumble was
even before that. The fumble
was even worse.
The fumble. That's what I'm talking about. When his arm was hit and you guys were down. I thought you were out, and it was really impressive for a guy. I mean, a new group of guys, a new team, his first game. The starter gets hurt, and he comes in, and he's able to come back and win the game. And we talked about this in the preview for this game. I remember Ziggy saying that Dobbs can bring sort of a new element to the Vikings offense that they haven't really had with Kirk Cousins, and that's the ability to run the football and move the chains with your legs, which I saw he did a lot in the fourth quarter.
He had a couple unbelievable runs today.
Yeah.
On third and fourth downs.
And if that doesn't happen, if he doesn't scramble for those yards and pick up those first downs late in the game, I don't think Minnesota wins this game.
Ziggy, you have to be pretty jacked up, right? That was an unbelievable win.
You take every week as it comes, and this week the Minnesota Vikings won, so I got nothing to complain about. In my heart of hearts, I start to think, we're winning games, we're beating the bad teams, it's going to be the same old, we're hurting our draft pick. I don't care about any of that this week.
No, I want to win. I want to win.
Yeah, I want to win. People talk about rebuilding and how you got to do a complete teardown. I don't know when the complete teardown is going to end for a team like the Chicago Bears, but it's not next year, right? So you never get a guarantee. I'm going to take the wins when we can get them. We're getting the wins. The team's probably going to make the playoffs because someone needs that NFC 7 seed. Someone needs that NFC 6 seed. It might as well be us. And folks aren't talking. We're only a couple games behind the Lions. I'm trying to talk myself into this. I can't really talk myself into it, but it was a good game.
I'm on board because I was leaving some comments that, I just said it before, that this isn't a Super Bowl team. Vikings fans, how often do you get to the playoffs? We don't get to the playoffs that often. Someone left a comment in response and said, you never know when you're going to have that season. You just never know. Nick Foles came in and guided Philly on an unbelievable run. He was horrible leading up to the Vikings and Patriots games. You just never know when a team's going to catch fire. So, yeah, if we're able to win these games, I know it's just the Falcons, who we would have murdered if Kirk Cousins was playing, by the way. We would have handled them easily. I'm all in. I'm all in. Kevin O'Connell is doing a great job with this team. If the Vikings make the playoffs, I know he probably won't be brought up, but he should be in the conversation for Coach of the Year if they get to the playoffs.
No, he will be. He will be. If Dobbs plays this well,
shit show in Minnesota.
I mean, look at your schedule, too. The Raiders with the Bears, the Saints.
All I see is wins.
Games that you'll probably be favored in for the next 4.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
This 8-4. It's a Dobbs train, baby. I've always been a Dobbs fan.
Start off 1-4 too.
I mean, I wanted Pittsburgh to keep Josh Dobbs instead of Mason Rudolph. I like Josh Dobbs.
So right now, if we had to make a prediction, do the Vikings make the playoffs with Josh Dobbs, Jaron Hall, whoever they wind up going with? You say?
I'd say yeah. I'd say probably the 7th seed. Yeah.
Ziggy, you say yes?
Yeah, I mean, who's taking that 7th seed away from them, right?
Absolutely nobody.
What is it going to be? The Commanders, the Falcons, the
we're
Bucks?
a game behind Seattle right now. What's Seattle? Yeah, Seattle's 5-3. We're 5-4
today.
Yeah, and let's move on to the Seahawks. Because
I'd say the 7th seed and you lose to San Fran in the first round. Something like
the Seahawks are going to have to play better than this if they want to hold us off.